I'm Tony Miele, and this is the Coach Lone Wolf blog and podcast. I'm here with my 22-year-old son, Rafael, self-taught tattoo artist and businessman out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having me, Pops.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, of course. I'm excited.
I'm in Rafa's studio.
My soon-to-be podcast room, getting it all set up.
This is going to be Rafa's podcast room. So I'm just gonna throw out some subjects, just some themes. So one of the things that we talk about in this podcast is we talk to innovators, and we're a community of people that want to learn what innovators do to make their way in the world. Mm-hmm. And so the first thing I want to throw out is hope. No, before I say it, before that. So just tell us about yourself, like kind of where you're from, just a little bit about your background,
So I'm Rafael. I grew up in Miami, Florida. I guess my background would be I was a little bit of like a bad kid, kept getting in trouble. I really liked tattoos, so I started tattooing and created a big following through social media. And now I have a social media coaching business where I help other creators build their businesses organically through the powers that we have now with the social media and everything like that.
And where were you born?
I was born in Fairfax, Virginia.
Fairfax, Virginia. So you lived in the Washington, D.C. area for a little while when you were little, right?
Yeah, little kid.
And then...
I don't really remember none of that, but...
Right? You were little AF, really little. And then when you were 5, you moved to Miami, right?
Yeah.
And then, so we'll get into a little bit of that stuff. So if you were going to talk about hope, what would you say?
I'd say that hope is important. I definitely see the value in having hope in a lot of different aspects, but at the same time, I think that I try to think more in the aspect of like you're in control of your situation. Mm-hmm. So I try to think more about how to control what you can control and not think too much about what you can't.
What's your superpower?
I'd say my superpower is when I say I'm going to do something, I do it. And I think that's a big difference between a lot of people,
What? Tell me about automobiles and motorcycles.
So I guess I'm a little bit of an adrenaline junkie. I don't really go for what most kids my age do, like go to the club, and I used to definitely have fun and party a lot, but I'm more into, riding bikes and buying cars. I'm very into buying cars. It's definitely a passion of mine. I could definitely consider myself like a dude, Anything with an engine in it. It's the only thing I can imagine spending a real lot of money on.
What kind of cars do you like?
Well, my cars now are, some of my favorite cars. I have a C8 Corvette, supercharged, and I have a Trackhawk that's fully built, Hellcat Jeep Grand Cherokee. Just did like a whole engine swap on it with a Hellcat Red Eye engine and a bunch of different modifications. So definitely American muscle cars. And next I'm going to be getting into some V10s, anything with a V8 in it. I like big engines.
So what about motorcycles? What kind of motorcycles do you like?
I like Harleys, I like dirt bikes, I like sport bikes, I like all of them. I love motorcycles. I've been riding for years. I've had every kind of bike. Right now I have a dirt bike, a Harley, another cruiser, so bikes are, it's like therapy for me riding the bike, It feels free, feels amazing.
And the types of cars, what about them makes you like them? Is it the speed?
I say the speed is a big part of it. I do like to go to Mexico and do some street racing every once in a while. Not in America, of course, but I do like racing. I like flashy stuff. I like cars that grab people's attention. I like nice things,
Your cars tend to have make a lot of noise.
Yeah, I like loud cars. Definitely.
They have character.
Kind of like me. I'm kind of like a loud person in the room a lot of the times.
You're a very honest person, I
Yeah.
would say.
Yeah, I definitely like to keep it real with people. Maybe a little too real sometimes, but that's important to me. So it's a dying thing that a lot of people don't have anymore. I feel like it's just to be brutally honest. That's how I like it. I like when people shoot me straight.
So so you grew up in Miami, and then at some point you moved to Massachusetts, right?
Yeah.
So what was Massachusetts like in comparison to Miami?
So in Miami, it was definitely a bit of a culture shock moving to Massachusetts. I moved there when I was like 15 years old. I had some trouble in Miami. I kept getting in trouble in school. Had trouble focusing. A lot of distractions. My mom worked a lot. It was hard for her to keep an eye on all of us at the same time. And I missed you a lot. I missed being with my dad. I missed my other side of the family. So moving to Massachusetts was very important for me and my growing as a person, definitely. And it meant a lot to me, and it definitely was weird. People are a lot different. People carry themselves differently.
Yeah.
But I think it was valuable insight that I needed in my life, and a crucial time for me,
It was a weird town, like it's a kind of a bubble town, right?
Yeah, small town stuff, which I'm not used to because I grew up in big city. I mean, where I grew up in Miami wasn't really big city, but it was definitely more variety, a lot bigger, a lot more like a lot of people, stuff like that.
You tried to bring a little Miami with you.
Yeah, no, I definitely was like the only kid in 9th, 10th grade with tattoos and stuff like that. It was definitely like a little different, but I grew, in Miami, people aren't as friendly as they were over there too. So it was definitely a little weird in that aspect too. Like everyone's so nice. Everyone knows what you ate for breakfast.
Right.
So.
Everybody knows too much about you.
Yeah, too much. They're in your business a lot.
That's funny. So tell me about school. Like, what was school like when you were little? Like when you were like in elementary school.
In elementary school.
What can you say about school?
I'd say that I was more. I've always been like a class clown in school.
Mm-hmm.
It was always just jokes. Definitely got scolded a lot by my teachers, for taking that attention in class. I felt like maybe I didn't get enough attention at home, so I would search for it in school and stuff. But I didn't like it. I didn't like school. I mean, in elementary school, I did all my homework, but they make it easy for you, so it wasn't. I was pretty smart. It was pretty easy for me at that time. And then after elementary school, it
started to get hard when you went to middle school.
I just stopped caring. That was like a switch flipped in my brain the second I turned 12 years old. I was like, fuck school.
When did you become interested in girls?
I was always interested in girls.
Yeah.
To this day, probably my biggest distraction is still women. You know what I mean?
That's what Muhammad Ali used to say, that his problem was getting to bed early and not going out.
Yeah.
That's what he had to do to keep out of trouble.
Yeah, no, I don't struggle going out because I don't know. I've always felt like when I go out and to the club and parties and stuff, like those people around me, whatever, I felt like my real friends, so I'm not really attracted to that type of lifestyle, but it's hard when you feel like you're missing out. You know what I mean? Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always felt like I was missing out a lot, so that was tough. But
do you think social media is part of that, where everybody's on social media and everybody, like, where everybody is,
Yeah.
if other people are going out or if other people are at a party?
Yeah, definitely. Social media was big into that. You see everything in your face, all the time. Mm-hmm. Definitely wondering where your invite was half the time if someone didn't invite you or something, but at the same time, it was, I like social media now for the opposite reason, because I can look and see what everyone else is doing, and I know that they're all partying and I'm working. I'm getting better, and they're all having fun. So that's I use it now to my advantage. I see it in a positive light. I see it as just change my mindset when it comes to a lot of things rather than looking at it negatively.
Yeah. What about gaming, like computer gaming and like Xbox and?
I think that video games to a certain extent are good. I think that as a kid, when you kind of have downtime, a lot of free time, it's easy to kind of go towards those bad vices and get into trouble and stuff. So I think video games is a good outlet for kids, to have that free time and
so you have something to do,
interact with friends and stuff like that.
That's a big component to it, right? Like you have your friends that you know.
Yeah.
that you would play against and stuff.
Yeah, and even like friends, I had friends that were like across the country, you know what I mean, across the world. I had friends that lived in like Germany and stuff that I played video games with. So.
I remember the time you were playing Call of Duty and your brother put me on.
Yeah.
And you and I played against each other and you were like 11.
Yeah.
And then you were like showing me how to do it, and then you'd be like, shoot me, and then I would shoot you, and then you'd die. And then and then you like respawn, and then you'd be jumping around like, shoot me again, Dad, and I'm like shooting you again.
Yeah, it was fun. It was cool. It was cool. Yeah, even with you being far away, it was cool to like connect with you in that way.
Yeah,
and it was. I don't know. I have good memories playing video games for sure.
Yeah.
I'd always watch my brother play video games, and anything he did, I wanted to do. So
yeah,
it made me like super into it.
That's funny.
And it was competitive. It like definitely drove up that competitive part of me, because then
It's
they
hard,
like
right?
they had like competitive gaming, so like you get ranked based on how well you perform. So then it was like at that point it was like, oh, I gotta be good, you know. So everyone's trying to be good.
Was it Fortnite? The stuff that you guys would say, the crap you guys would talk on Fortnite.
Oh,
was
yeah,
so
yeah.
funny. The stuff you guys would say.
Oh yeah, trying to get in everyone's head, trying to talk shit. It's good times. It really is. I think it's a good outlet for kids in a lot of ways.
You had some interesting warnings though. You're like, with your little brother, you're like, Dad, don't let Haven do this, or don't let him, watch out if he's on this
I
game.
think the first time I like saw a strip club was in Grand Theft Auto when I was like 9 years old. It's like a fake like cartoon girl dancing, and I was like, oh my god. My mom walks in the room and turn this off.
That's hilarious. So tell me about sports. Like, did you have any interest in sports, and what was your favorite sport?
Yeah, definitely was interested in sports. Like I said, everything my brother did, so I wanted to do. So basketball was what he gravitated towards. So that's what I played. Every day as a kid, I would go to the park and play basketball. You know, we lived right next to the park, so that was huge. You know, and I just made so many friends out there, and it was good to stay active, of course, as well.
Yeah.
And my mom didn't let me play video games during the week, Monday through Friday. So
Oh wow.
I always went to the park to play basketball instead. You know, so that was cool.
You also did some skateboarding.
Yeah,
right?
big into skateboarding as a kid. Quickly learned I wasn't that good at it. I could have kept up with it, but
You used
so many injuries come with
to
skateboarding.
teach Haven all the famous skateboarding names. So
Yeah.
skateboarding names.
I was really into like the style of it. You know, the guys who did skateboard were really good, like watching them and the style they had and stuff. That was cool to me. That was really cool to me.
And you liked for a little while. You liked soccer.
Yeah, soccer like when I was really young.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. Soccer's very prominent in the Hispanic communities.
Especially in Miami, right?
Yeah, everyone played soccer. It was huge. So soccer and baseball, two biggest ones.
Baseball too?
Yeah, baseball's huge in Miami. I never got into baseball though, but all my friends played. All my friends. I remember when baseball tryouts happened. That was like where everyone tried out for the baseball team. Yeah, it was huge. And now I have a couple friends who are in the MLB and stuff too.
Oh really?
Yeah, and I've tattooed a bunch of clients in MLB. I've had clients that play for the Angels, play for Tennessee. I have clients that play for the Red Sox. I have clients that play for a bunch of big teams.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Once you tattoo a couple of them, the word spreads, you know. I have a client that plays for the New York, for the Giants.
Oh wow.
No, not the Giants, it's the football team. The Mets.
The Mets, yeah.
Yeah.
And, baseball. So in order to keep the sports separate, I remember like hockey, you have just 3 quarters.
Hockey's the most entertaining.
It's 3 periods, but I call them quarters.
Hockey. I never got into hockey until I was older, and then I loved it.
Hockey's pretty cool.
I loved it. It's super exciting to watch. It's like nonstop action. I love that. The fights are awesome.
It's a hard sport. It's a crazy sport. So tell me about. All right, so I'm gonna take you back. So tell me about your interest in music, and if you ever, like I think I have memories of you singing or doing some rap stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, was like rapping. Like I feel like every kid at a certain point thought they were gonna be a rapper or something. You know, we always looked up to the guys with all the money and the girls and even though now you realize it's all fake. You know, like it was all paid girls and rented cars.
Right.
But it looked so cool as a kid. You know what I mean? Everyone wanted to be a rapper. You know, and stuff like that, and it definitely was a good way to express yourself as a kid. Like every kid went through that phase, want to be like, whether you're a girl or a guy, you wanted to be like a pop star or a rapper or some shit. Yeah, it was fun.
You always like to do stuff on media though too, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're always like really.
Yeah, I was into more like the technical aspect. My brother would like build computers and stuff, so I liked it a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anthony built his own computer, and then when I was like 12 years old, I got my own computer. We built it, and it was just like interesting to me, you know. And the video games, of course. My brother was telling me all the best video game players play on the computer. I'm like, oh, I'm done with the Xbox. I gotta play on the computer.
Right, you're not cool if you're on the computer. You also would, like, remember we would go out and you would grab your smartphone and just randomly start videotaping people.
Yeah. I always thought I was gonna make videos since I was a kid. And YouTube, I feel like during my generation is when it like really took off, you know, so I would like always watch YouTube, you know. Super entertaining, funny YouTubers, you know, comedians, like pranks, and just as funny, you know. You definitely started doing that, right? Early when podcasts started coming out, like Joe Rogan and some of his podcasts, you wouldn't just watch TV and just do gaming. You learned a lot from YouTube. Like you study videos and learn how to do things. Mm-hmm.
How much of your education was influenced by that, do you think?
I mean, I think YouTube's really where I started learning how to tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
You know, YouTube was really where I went for like a lot of my information. I'm like a visual learner.
Yeah.
Never was a big reader. Hated reading books. So YouTube helped me a lot. Even to this day, I bought a new camera, like watching YouTube videos for like 6 hours trying to learn how to use the camera, you know, like it's a great tool, you know, I love it. And I'm not the type of person to sit and read a book. My attention span just I can't focus. I'll read a whole page and realize that I wasn't paying attention to one thing I read.
Yeah, but you watch videos forever and like learn everything, right?
Yeah.
Like, remember?
Yeah.
Like now it's pretty cool because if I have a problem with my car, I just look it up.
Yeah.
And then it tells you exactly what to do to fix it.
Yeah. No, YouTube's incredible. It's an incredible tool. And just for fun, you know, we'll be here at the shop tattooing. We put on like these prank videos and stuff. It's fucking hilarious. I love fucking with people. I think it's so funny when people do it on video. I think it's hilarious.
So, TV show wise, what were your TV shows that influenced you when you were little? I feel like some of them were reality shows, right? And then some of the kind of like. So tell me about that. So I don't know. I'm just thinking of a few reality shows, a few shows that you used to like to watch.
Well, when I was like younger, I liked the like kind of like party shows.
Really?
Like Jersey Shore and
okay.
That one from like Europe was like Ibiza Weekender, where all the kids go to Ibiza for the weekend, and they all like every weekend new kids go to Ibiza and all party and stuff.
Oh really? I
love those shows. I mean, I always wanted to like experience that like fun partying lifestyle. Then I experienced it and I hated it. Yeah. But when I was younger, I liked that, and then I liked I guess the first show I really got into was Sons of Anarchy.
Oh wow, yeah.
One of the first ones I really was like, thought that was so cool.
That was intense.
Yeah. I was super young watching
really,
that too.
Yeah. Well, when you were little, you used to watch like Jaws and
movies.
Some of those movies.
Yeah.
And then I remember you used to watch some of the military related stuff. Yeah,
I did like military stuff. I thought it was cool. I just always, since I was a kid, like guns and stuff like that. I just, like I said, a dude's dude, you know. I liked badass stuff. Fishing was every weekend. I'd wait on Saturdays. They played like fishing shows on certain channels. Oh my god! Every week I couldn't wait to have Saturday off. And
you were a big student of that too. Like you studied the hell out of that stuff.
Yeah, fishing was like my first like huge passion. I feel like.
I remember this 65-year-old guy at a pond in Hopedale was so pissed because we went to that pond and you caught a bass within a half an hour, and he's like, I've been coming here for 25 years and I haven't gotten a bass. He was so mad at you.
You know, I love fishing, and there's definitely like a certain technique to it, and even now to this day I'm learning new stuff, and I love it. It's awesome. I went fishing with my buddy in the Keys, and I'm casting for an hour just with a shrimp, just not getting anything, and he's pulling up tarpon, big fish after big fish. And I asked him, like, what are you doing? He goes, look, come here. So you see that shadow line? Mm-hmm. So you see all the fish swimming in the current? Because you can see the fish casting in their face over and over, nothing. He's getting them one after one. And he was like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I see it. He goes, you see the fish, big fish swimming right there? I'm like, yeah. He goes, cast right beyond that shadow line. He said, instead of reeling it in, let it just kind of flow into his face with the current. I did that, boom, first cast, I got hit. I'm like, what? I caught a big ass fish. Like, just techniques I never.
Like more subtle.
Yeah. It's cool, super cool. And then I'm like trying to cast this big bait to catch a shark. I'm like throwing it out. I'm like, I gotta get a kayak. I gotta kayak it out far. I'm like thinking so hard. And my buddy comes, he's looking around the rocks. He sees like a Gatorade bottle that's empty. He gets it. He ties the top back on it. He ties around the line, puts the bait, like suspends it like 5 feet underneath it, goes to where the current's ripping out. He drops it and the current takes the water bottle out.
Oh, to the same spot?
Yeah, no, way farther out.
Oh, wow.
And then boom, we catch a shark with that bait.
Wow.
And I'm like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? It's so cool, so many different techniques, and it's just interesting to me.
That's pretty cool. Have you caught a shark?
Yeah, I've caught like some big, like 10-foot bull sharks and stuff in the Keys and stuff.
Jeez.
Yeah, on the beach here too, a few like pretty like 5-6 foot sharks, black tips and things like that.
Wow. That's cool. Yeah, I remember I used to tell you like you should be like a tour guide to like dads that can't put a worm on a hook.
Yeah, I got buddies that do that now, who be touring and doing guides and stuff with fishing.
Yeah, like helping them with people with their kids and stuff like that.
I can't wait to buy my own boat. Now I got that house on the water. I have the dock. I can just put the boat right there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna buy one for sure.
That's real. All right, so I want to come back to social media. We talked about social media, like is it influences on you, and you're definitely a part of that generation, right? Where Instagram started, the world changed. You know, Facebook came out, and all that kind of stuff. And that's a big part of your business now, right? Like you have a presence on social media. When did you start getting involved or interested in art?
My whole life, I was good at drawing.
Yeah.
I was always really into it. I remember when I was a kid, Dash was sitting there and I had like that Expo marker and I like drew a sketch of Dash, just looking at him. I don't know, just since I was a kid, I wanted to draw on everything. I wanted to draw on people's backpacks in school, and I would draw on my pants, and I would draw on like shirt on my arm with Sharpie, and I just thought it was so cool. I just always really like artistic when it came to that aspect. Like just always wanted to draw on everything. I thought it was so cool. Driving to Miami, you see the graffiti on the walls and stuff.
You thought that was cool?
Yeah, I thought that was awesome. I thought it was so cool, you know? And I don't know, since I was a little kid, I remember being like my 8th birthday. I remember everyone would make like kind of like gift cards to give out for their birthday invites. And Mom had me draw on a paper like my invite. And I drew it all like how I wanted it. It was like a reptile theme, so I drew like snakes and stuff, and I loved it. It was so awesome.
You had this ability to draw stuff on memory too. Like
yeah.
You could, and then you sat when you were 5. You used to sign your name, or 4. I think you were 4. You sign your name, and it was, if you put it in a mirror, it was perfect. So it wasn't backwards; it was mirror image backwards.
Yeah.
I'm like, how the hell did he do that? And you would just like the way your brain visualized it.
I have no clue. I don't think I can do that now.
I'm like, how the heck did you do that? So, all right. So, you used to also watch. There was also this show you watched. The Repo show.
Yeah.
Where they would come and repossess cars and stuff like that.
You know what's funny is that I ended up tattooing the guy who was in that show, the main guy.
That's crazy. I remember you told me about that.
Yeah, lizard lick towing. I tattooed him, and I tattooed his wife, and I tattooed his son.
That is awesome.
Yeah, so like that show I would watch as a kid, lizard lick towing. It's fucking hilarious. And I watched now. I tattooed that guy. I have a poster in there signed with his name on it and stuff. And he's become my good friend. He's a good dude.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool. It's like social media. It's just crazy.
The other thing was Duck Dynasty.
Yeah.
You turned me on to that show. That was a funny show.
That was a good one as a kid. I like the outdoor stuff they did.
Yeah.
I always wanted I was like obsessed with them going out hunting and having fun and fucking, I don't know, it was just awesome to me. It was so cool. I loved it.
And was it the fish one, the monsters, like the guy that would catch monsters?
Oh yeah, River Monsters.
Yeah, River Monsters.
Yeah, that was I watched every episode of that. If it had anything to do with fishing, I was sunk into that show, for sure.
And cartoon-wise, I remember what cartoons were you guys watching that were big? I can't remember what they were. There were some interesting ones that you used to watch.
I always joke around and say that this one cartoon I would watch is like Me Now. It's Invader Zim.
Oh, really?
It's like about like this like alien kid kind of. It's called Invader Zim. He
Yeah.
like lived in the on the planet, and he like wanted to take over the world. That I feel like that was me. Now I feel like that's me. I'm like I'm gonna take over the world.
You were making your plans back then.
Yeah, he'd always be like doing random stuff, and he'd be like, "I'm in phase 2. I'm taking over the world." That's me now. I think I'm Invader Zim.
Oh, that's awesome. So in high school, you middle school, you things changed for you. You were distracted, and it was more difficult to deal with middle school. And then high school, what was high school like?
High school was
Same, worse?
High school was tough. It was tough. Got expelled freshman year. Moved to live with you in Massachusetts. That was weird. Getting used to that, but I always was fine. You know what I mean? I think a lot of my middle school, high school years was filled just like smoking weed. Weed was like a big part of my life. All I wanted to do was go home and smoke weed and kind of like escape from reality in a way. So that was tough for me. But I'm glad I did it kind of and like get my mind right during those years and kind of like, I don't know, maybe I could have gotten my mind right earlier if I stopped smoking so much, but.
So what do you think about that? Like, that's an interesting topic, like substances, like things like weed, like some people medicate, they get a doctor's prescription and they get like Adderall, or they get like a stimulant, or some people take antidepressants, some people, some kids drink. Some kids vape. People do a lot of stuff. Some of those things are obviously really bad. But what do you think about that? Like, in terms of like something that it's an important part of reality, and it's something that you get exposed to at some point in your life. But if you get exposed to it in the wrong way, it obviously could be really bad.
Yeah.
How do you kind of view all that?
My view has changed over time a lot. I definitely used to think that there was nothing wrong at all with it, and that, like, do what you gotta do, and if you like smoke weed, you smoke weed. If you drink on the weekends, you drink on the weekends. It's like fun, whatever. But now I've definitely gone to the more extreme side, kind of like thinking that like I don't want any substances in my life. Like I don't want to rely on anything to feel comfortable as me, and I don't want to like at the end of the day like rely on anything or anyone to fall asleep at night. I kind of just want to be, myself, And I definitely used to think, oh, I'm still myself when I smoke weed, and I was still productive, and I got a lot of stuff done. I built a good business, and I made a lot of money, and I, worked long hours and stuff, even while smoking, a lot. But I still feel like it was definitely a tool I used to kind of hide from my feelings sometimes, and escape from reality, and that's what I kind of don't. Now I want to be very upfront with my problems and deal with them directly rather than kind of like.
So if there's a bad side to it, at least one bad side to it for sure is that it took you away from reality at times where you wish you didn't.
Yeah.
Get away from reality.
Times where I wish I was more like, I don't know if this is the right to say, but more like a man about things. I should have just dealt with it head on instead of try to like. I don't know. I think that mindset is everything. If you have the correct mindset, you can change anything, And I've been smoking for like 8 years, and then I don't know, just some things clicked in my head, and I was like, I'm done with this. I'm gonna just take life head on, and it's been amazing for me.
That's an awesome accomplishment.
Yeah, it's been amazing for me. It feels crazy good.
I feel like that with smartphones.
Yeah. Oh, it definitely is.
I feel like smartphones. I taught those 8th graders last year science, and I tell all the kids your devices are bad, and they would look at me like I was crazy.
Yeah. No, they are. It brings a lot of like endorphins and kind of like bad and good in a way. I like it. I used to hate it because I would see how much fun people were having and how everyone made their life seem so good, and I'd be like, oh, you know what I mean? I'd be all upset and down on myself, but. And another aspect of that, kind of like YouTube and online stuff is what made me see certain things that helped me change my life.
It gave you access to certain things that you might not have had access to.
Yeah.
And there was a downside to that too.
If you really think about it, the only reason I did quit smoking weed and stuff like that was because I saw a couple YouTube videos from certain guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and there's what they said, just like, it just clicked in my mind. I was just like, wow, like, what am I doing, you know? After all these years, like, I can do so much more.
Wow.
So it was YouTube videos and stuff like that that helped me do that.
Yeah.
Or Instagram. I found them through Instagram and then went to their YouTube channel or something,
Yeah.
you know? So when people say things about people online, you know, like you say, you know, everyone has bad and good. So there's people online right now that, you know, you could say that they're like scammers. They take people's money, they scam people's money, they do things like that, but they've helped a lot of people as well, you know? Like that one guy that, his videos like helped me a lot with my mindset and stuff. Everyone calls him a scammer and a fucking douchebag, you know, and stuff
Oh,
like that.
really?
Yeah, but his videos kind of changed my life, you know? So it's hard for me to even hate on it because it helped me tremendously, you know? And I'll carry that forever throughout my life. But I think, like you say, you can get like good and bad from anyone.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what stage or where they're at in their life, or if they're young or old.
It's funny because when you're a parent and you have a teenager, you got to be careful because at least my perspective is like if you say to somebody like to your kid, you know, don't do this, and if they don't understand why you don't want them to do that, sometimes they just do it more, and so it's really hard to kind of protect them from the world, you know, like sometimes you want to like let your kids kind of get a taste of certain things and learn on their own, but within a safe range.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, I didn't know you were smoking weed as young as you were.
Yeah.
And if I had known, I might have been able to kind of help. But that's but then looking back, I'm like, it could have been worse. Like you could have been doing other things.
Yeah.
So I'm like kind of thankful for that.
Yeah.
Because I think if you're gonna self-medicate, there are worse things you could do.
No, I agree 100%. I think that, and I think weed has a lot of good benefits for a lot of people too, you know? And even like, you know, Joe Rogan said in one of his podcasts, he was like, oh, if you're a motivated individual and sometimes you just need to turn it off, you know, it's okay to smoke some weed or something. You know, I agree with that. I think that it's fine. But I think that it also, not everyone's as strong-minded as some people, or not everyone has that kind of like free will to like fix themselves in a certain situation. Like they need to rely on something sometimes.
Yeah.
Not everyone's meant to be the boss, you know? That's how I see it.
That's true.
Some people are just meant to be workers.
That's true. Yeah, I was talking with somebody recently about like drinking and stuff, and I'm like weed and alcohol, neither one of them really agreed with me, so I didn't really function well on either one of them. So I always limited my intake. Like alcohol, I would get sick, or I would have trouble functioning, so I wouldn't drink that much. I would just drink like a little bit, or weed, I'd get paranoid, or I wouldn't feel good. It just didn't really appeal to me. Smoking, I didn't like smoking. So it was like, for me, it was like a mixed blessing because I didn't want to try stuff. Because like every time I tried something, it didn't work out well for me. And then a couple times I drank a little too much when I was a teenager, I got in trouble.
Yeah.
So right away I got in trouble. So I was like, all right, that's not a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah, I think with weed too, like I smoked for so many years and I loved it. Like I loved weed, you know? And then now I've quit for a while. I did smoke weed after I quit, you know, like a couple months after. And I was so fucking high. I hated it, you know? And the next day I just felt groggy and I hated it, you know?
Wow.
I didn't like the feeling it gave me. And not even that, it just, in my stomach, like something in my stomach just like gave me a bad feeling. You know, like I let myself down or something, you know. So it's like subconsciously I kind of like rewired my brain in that aspect.
Yeah.
I mean, even with like when I was younger, you know, with girls, like, you know, I wanted to like meet girls and, you know what I mean, like sleep with girls and just fucking have fun, you know. But now that I'm older, I don't want those like meaningless relationships in my life, you know. It kind of makes me feel like empty inside, or like I'm doing something wrong, you know. So I guess it's like my mind has been rewired in certain ways.
That's interesting.
It's still weird to me, you know? It's like an inner battle.
Yeah, that's interesting. Things change too over time.
Yeah.
It's definitely, You wrote this message on this bicycle today about forgiveness, and I think about that. Like sometimes you do things that you regret, and then you have to forgive yourself.
Yeah.
And then sometimes over time you learn that some of the things you did that you regret weren't bad, and then sometimes you learn that some of the things that you thought were good were bad.
Yeah.
So you kind of always like reassessing, putting things in new categories where you shouldn't do this, and now you realize, well, maybe it wasn't that bad. Maybe it's okay to do this. And I don't know. I don't know if you ever remember me saying this, but I'm like, whatever you do, make sure it's the right thing. Because as a parent, you're like, you give too much guidance and you say, okay, do this and don't do this. And then sometimes you're wrong.
Yeah.
So you gotta have to like, sometimes your kids know what's right for them, and you kind of have to give them a little bit of, I don't know, a little bit of leeway. Like it was like that with your business decisions. Like you're like, Dad, I'm gonna buy this motorcycle, and it's a good one. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, how much are you gonna spend on this thing? Is it any good? Is it even run?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, all right, well, it's your money, whatever. Or like one time I gave you some money to help you, but I'm like,
sometimes you take losses, sometimes you take.
Yeah, but you were right like most of the time.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I could have been like, don't do that, and I would have been wrong. So I was like, all right, well, I learned by letting you kind of.
It's valuable lessons for sure.
Like authorship, like let him have his authorship. He's the author.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Yeah. I mean, I think of my biggest lessons in life were like just stuff that people close to me taught me, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like when my friend stole my dirt bike, you know, I had no clue who stole my dirt bike, ended up being my buddy, you know? It sucked. Now to this day, someone stole money, it was my buddy, you know? It's always people close to you that give you these like huge life lessons, you know?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's a tough lesson.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
That's a really tough lesson.
Yeah. And even then, you go through it, and you're like, oh, I learned my lesson. I'll never do that again. And then it happens again. You know what I mean?
But that's the thing, though, like, where you took risks on people. That's not a bad thing. You know what I mean? Like you invest in people, you take risks with them. That's a really incredible, virtuous, positive thing to do.
Yeah.
It's not your fault that they betrayed you.
Yeah.
It's not your fault that you were wrong about them or you gave them the benefit of the doubt,
I'll continue to do that. No matter how many people, do me wrong or whatever, I'll never let them destroy my character. If anything, I'll be nicer to people and I'll do more things for more people.
Yeah.
And even though it makes you want to turn cold, I'll never do that.
That's the thing that you always did that was a little different than your siblings and most other kids. Like you always had a group of friends that included the worst troublemaker to the best kid.
Yeah.
And you always included all of them. And it was kind of hell watching you do that because I would see some of the kids you'd bring home to the house or that you had friends, and I'd be like, I don't know if it's a good idea.
Yeah.
But then some of those kids turned out to be good kids.
Yeah.
And
look at Noah now. Noah's selling solar. He's making like stupid.
Is he doing okay?
Noah made like $50,000 in 1 week selling solar.
Oh really?
Yeah, he's fucking killing it. He's fucking going to the gym every morning. Fucking.
Is he taking care of himself?
He's
doing
with
better.
His girlfriend. Yeah. He's doing fantastic. Riding motorcycles.
Good. Well, you definitely took a lot of risks with him.
He was crazy.
He was a pain in the ass.
No, I love him. I talk to him on the phone all the time.
He was the one.
I
remember you go to a party and all of your friends are like, Noah can't come.
Yeah.
And you're like, why, man? We gonna exclude him? And you're like, no, he's not invited. He can't come.
Yeah, no, he's doing good. He's doing good. I'm really proud of him.
That's cool. Yeah, it sucks though, because how many times are you gonna try to give someone a second chance?
Yeah.
Depends
on it's all weird. I mean, life's such a case by case type of thing, and even then, someone could do something messed up, and you see something in them, or you want to forgive them, or I don't know. It's weird. can never predict it, really, I guess.
How are we doing for time? You know what time it is?
Let's check. We're 40 minutes in.
40 minutes? All right, good.
It's
We're
4
good.
o'clock.
All right, good. So tell me about your craft. And before you start answering, so how do you put your week or your day together? Going back to like when you were in high school, like when you started working more on art, drawing and doing art, and you started tattooing. How did you kind of build that process?
It all started with just kind of like social media, like following these guys on social media. I mean, I always liked art, and I always thought tattoos were cool, like always. But I never knew you could make a career out of it or be really successful, making a lot of money. I didn't know that. I would search up on Google, what does the average tattoo artist make? And it's like $30K a year. It's like, not
That's true. It was crap, wasn't it?
Yeah. So it was like, I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this, but I kept doing it. I kept doing it. And I loved it, and I never did it for the money. That was probably the best part. I just did it because I just thought it was cool, and I was passionate about it.
Yeah.
And now to this day, I tell people it's the coolest thing. Even when I'm dead, people will be walking around with my art on them. Even if I'm 60 years old, I tattoo a 20-year-old kid. That kid will be walking around for the next 60 years or 80 years with my working on his body, telling people, oh, this guy did this and this guy did that and stuff. So I think it's the coolest thing. It's one of the oldest forms of art, and it stays with someone forever, and it's amazing. And I love the fact that it doesn't come easy. You're always learning. You're always a student of the game. You're always learning more. And I think the main thing that helped with it was just whenever I was in a dark time in my life, that was that little light at the end of the tunnel.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just art, and just drawing and tattooing and hopes and dreams that one day it would pay off.
You had thoughts about being an artist when you were even younger, right? When you were in middle school and stuff?
Yeah, for sure. It was, I don't know. It was just that one thing that was just constant in my life. I knew it was I didn't know anything actually, but I just enjoyed it so much.
So how'd you teach yourself?
Consistency, I think that if you're really hungry enough, you can learn anything, and I just was had this burning fucking desire in me to fucking be good at tattooing. And no matter how many people fucking turned me down to work at their tattoo shop or told me to stop or told me I was fucking people up or doing a bad job, and I just didn't care. I just was dedicated to making it happen,
You, so I remember when you were 15, I told you need to get a job. And you were like, yeah, I want to get a job. And I'm like, what do you want to do? And you said, I think I want to do landscaping. And so I probably didn't even need to tell you this, but I'm like, you need to really look up the landscaping companies and call them and try to approach them. And then within a week, randomly, you're like, Dad, I called 30 landscaping companies.
Yeah.
And I got 3 interviews.
Yeah.
And I was blown away.
Yeah.
And then within a week, you were working 60 hours a week, full time. So you just had this ability to just execute.
That's what the young guys call now standing on business.
Stand on business?
Yeah, stand on business. Stand on business. You say you're gonna do something, you do it.
Right.
I think that's a lost virtue in today's world. I have so many friends that come to me, I'll start this business, I want to do this, I want to do that.
They don't take action.
They never do it. I heard this one saying, this guy said, dreams go to the planning stage to die. So you just plan something for too long, and it just dies.
Yeah.
So many people are, I'm gonna do this, I'm planning on doing this, I'm getting this ready to do this, and you just gotta fucking do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, you did that with tattooing because you were doing it. I mean,
I remember even when I was landscaping, I was working 60 hours a week, and I'd tell the kid that worked with me, I'd be like, you should let me tattoo you. And he was like, wow, what? Like, I was like, you didn't even have any tattoos. And I fucking convinced him to come in one day, worked 12 hours that day, tattooed him for another like 6 after that, and just fucking did some tattoo on his chest that fucking sucked. but I was so fucking stoked.
And he was 18. He was over 18.
Yeah, he was older. He was older than me, for sure. He knew the risk he was taking. I don't think he wanted to pay any money either. So I did it for free, you know. I was tattooing for free for years, even in college. I was tattooing for free.
For free in college too?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. And then I remember when you got your first job in Fort Lauderdale, you just like started calling places and
it was literally the one shop right down the street from Mom's house.
Yeah.
But I knew I could do it. You know.
That's
I was
awesome.
confident. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this 100%.
That's awesome.
And I remember the tattoo I did to get that job at that shop, and it was fucking horrible. Like I saw my buddy like just the other day who I did that tattoo on in front of Jack to get that job, and it was awful tattoo.
Is it that bad, or you just think it's bad now?
No, it was bad. It was bad.
It was bad?
Yeah. But Jack gave me a shot, you know, and I stuck with him for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it meant a lot to me. Loyalty means a lot to me. And he believed in me.
Yeah. Yeah, he gave you a lot of authorship.
Yeah, he did.
You know, he let you do it your way.
I mean, it was COVID too during that time. So, like, no one was in the shop. That's why I went to social media, because I just had to make money. Yeah. And I had rent to pay. I could have went and just lived with Mom, but I didn't want to. So I just was stuck on the fact that I was just going to make it happen no matter where I was, what was going on.
And you had to get clients in.
Yeah.
So you used social media, and you had some skills with social media.
I sold custom shoes as my first videos. I did well.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I wasn't even tattooing.
I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, I was doing the custom Vans.
Oh, yeah, the Vans?
And I was shipping those out. Because I knew, what the odds of me getting clientele to come out to me when I'm not that good yet, stuff is low. So I just started doing the custom drawings on these shoes, and I made videos of it, and I started just shipping them around the world and selling them and making videos all the time. And I literally sat in that shop, and I could have there was other guys with me, and they would just do nothing all day. You know, just hoping that someone would walk in the door and they'd make some money that day. But I couldn't do that.
So you were doing the shoes?
I was doing the shoes, I was making videos, I had to do something.
Yeah.
I couldn't just stand by.
That was a tough time too, like with COVID, the way it was and everything was shut down.
Yeah.
That was a really tough time.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, it's amazing thinking about it. And you tried college in Tallahassee. You didn't like that?
I liked it too much, but I wasn't going to college.
Well, college in Tallahassee is kind of a shit show, right? Like, it's kind of a little crazy.
I mean, I dropped out of college within 3 classes. You know, 3 or 4 classes I showed up to.
Is it like partying culture there? Is that what it was?
Just nonstop partying. Just drinking and doing drugs and women, and it was just all like one big, like, the kids ran the town, you know? Just all college kids, just. And then Anthony was there. Anthony was a bit of a wild card. He changed, you know? From like high school Anthony to college Anthony was a different fucking person.
Really?
Oh yeah. But I don't regret it. It was one of the best experiences ever, you know? Being with him, and we got so close, and we had so much fun, and maybe we don't remember half the memories we made from that. We got a little too drunk all the time, but we remember a lot of them.
Did you ever watch sporting events there, like at Florida State?
Not really.
No?
No. A couple football games here and there, but we would just, it was just all about drinking, you know, all about having fun, and it was fun, you know, and those are stories that I'm going to tell forever, you know, so I don't regret it.
Wow.
Yeah. And even like the other day, I found out that my friend from Tallahassee passed away. One of my buddies, Pedro, he passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but it's just funny to look back on the memories we made together, you know? You know, we'd always get in trouble and have fun and shit, but then you see someone for all these like times you guys got in trouble and did all this fucked up stuff, and like, you know, just were partying and stuff, being degenerates, but then you remember all the good times too, you know? Like his brother lived there, his brother had a son. I remember he was like the best uncle ever. He was just so happy to see his little nephew, you know what I'm saying? I just remember all these good things about him, you know? And I remember, you know, even when we did get in trouble, he'd always see the bright side of things. I remember once I got in that fight with that kid, I felt so bad about hitting that kid. And he was like, you know, Raph, he goes, everyone's someone's karma. He said that kid probably did some messed up stuff before. And I was like, you're right, bro.
You have a duty.
Yeah.
You have a duty to
He goes, you know, he goes, it's kind of fucked up you hit that kid. He goes, but he must have done something in the past. And I'm like, yeah.
Oh my God. So you got into this craft. It's your craft. Now it's your craft. And you're doing it. And then you kept on going, right? One of the things you did is you really latched on to social media. And then you got real active with TikTok, got real active with Instagram. Now you're doing YouTube videos. How much of that is the way of business nowadays, do you think?
I think that the world is changing very rapidly, and there's never been a time in history that you can connect with someone across the country, across the world, and do what we're doing now through social media. And I see tattoo shops closing left and right. You know, it's not a special thing anymore. There's one or two shops in the city, and everyone goes there for tattoos, and it's like a small thing. Everyone's getting tattooed now, but there's shops everywhere. And you know what I mean? It's not like special anymore. I feel like social media was that one way to like make it special again. You know, make that like special experience that people see like you do have with one person, and you like put it in a certain light. You know, and I don't know. You know who Gary Vee is? He's like an entrepreneur. He does like videos online and stuff. He got like large following, makes a lot of money. He does like, you know, seminars and stuff like that. And I remember one time this kid went up to him and like, I was just like a little clip I saw on Instagram. And it was like 3 years ago when I first started with that stuff. And he said, what's your advice to me? Like, I want to do this and I'm posting online and this, that. And Gary Vee said, there's no time like now or something like that. He's like, you know, this could leave just as quickly as it came. So right now, do as much as you can to the best of your ability and just keep doing it. You know? And it was such a simple message he gave the kid, but I just stuck in my mind. Like, you know, like if I let that opportunity slip past me, I'll always think about it.
Yeah.
So I couldn't. And now look, I've got like 250,000 followers on Instagram and, you know, 500,000 on TikTok, and I've like influenced all these people's lives in certain ways, and you know, gotten better at tattooing, and it's changed everything for me. You know.
Yeah, you really clicked. Like it clicked for you, and vice versa. Like you really.
I looked at it the same way I looked at tattooing though. You know, like I look at my first videos I did 3 years ago, and they were horribly edited, horribly put together, but I just did it.
Yeah.
You know, I just was like never stopped.
And then just get it a little better the next time, a little better the next time.
Yeah. I was just relentless.
Yeah.
And I did it every day. It was never something that I just didn't do or got comfortable with. It was every day. You know, I'm like all in when it comes to that stuff.
So it reminds me a little bit about basketball. Like it was that need to work on it.
Maybe the same with smoking weed. I was like, I'm gonna do this all day, every day.
Yeah, I'm gonna get good at this.
It feels good. I'm gonna do this.
I'm gonna perfect this.
Yeah, no, I'm a very all-in type of person, you know. So I tattooed my face and stuff. I was like, that was very early on in my tattoo career, but I just knew I was like, oh, I'm doing this. Like, I'm gonna make my mark in this industry, you know. And I don't know, maybe a lot of like the tattoo industry guys don't like what I'm doing, you know. I've definitely like gotten my fair share of messages from tattooers and stuff who say like, you know, they don't like it, you know what I mean, or they have their opinions on it.
They don't like your style?
No, they just don't like that tattooing is not what it used to be, you know.
And that you have to have like a
you have
presence.
They say that like, oh, you know, it's so dumb back in the day. You should just have to be good at tattooing. Now you can be good at tattooing and you could have no money, no clients. But if someone's, you know, doing well on social media, they do way better than you. So they don't like that, you know.
Yeah.
But I just respect the hustle, you know.
Yeah, well, I guess you could say it's similar in a way to like the law, practice of law. Like if you're a lawyer, it used to be that you get your clients through word of mouth. And so a lot of your clients would build over time based on word of mouth. And then lawyers started advertising. They started advertising on the radio, on TV. They advertise a lot around here, right? Like on billboards and stuff like that.
Like that one lawyer, the Bruce Rivers guy who does the YouTube videos.
Oh,
he's hilarious.
Oh, I don't know him. I don't know.
The one I showed you online that like always calls dude that watches their music videos and says funny.
Oh yeah, you told me about him. I haven't seen much of his stuff yet.
He's hilarious. He's hilarious.
Yeah. So there's definitely like that part of it, and then now a lot of law firms pay for advertising. You have to have a website. You have to do search engine optimization. You have to do all these things to kind of get out there to get your clients. And then when big business comes in and kind of overlays it, then big business will put a lot of money into it. So it changes the game.
Well, I told people too that like social media, it's still word of mouth.
Right. Well, that's what I was thinking.
It just drives that word of mouth through the roof. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So in a way, social media could be a bad thing if it's commercial or industry based, but it could be a really good thing because it gives you equal access. Like you can post something, you could be the one to put some content out there. People can start to follow you.
Like my client yesterday, I tattooed him a bunch of times. I tattooed him for his first tattoo. Over the past year, he's traveled to Singapore, Paris, gotten tattooed by some of the best artists in the world. Wow. I literally did his first tattoo. And he's like now all into the tattooing stuff. And he found me because his one buddy he works with showed him a video of me. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And it's like, he just thought it was cool, you know? And now it's like snowballed. It's cool, you know what I mean? It's like, people might not think it's a big deal to just post online, but...
Well, it's perfectly like the most fair, merit-based way to succeed.
Yeah.
The comedy industry, like Joe Rogan, a lot of comedians, I mean, the only reason why they're even succeeding right now is because of YouTube videos and social media, and now they're doing podcasts. That whole area is like depends on that now. He explains like if you were a comedian, like it used to be that the only way you'd really make it is if you get a TV show, and then if you get on a TV show, now you have some reasonable ability to kind of succeed as a comedian. But now it's not like that. You can be like a stand-up comedian. You can do, put clips on YouTube, put your videos on there, do your own podcast.
That's how I really started liking Joey Diaz.
Oh, Joey Diaz?
Yeah.
He's got some funny motivational videos.
He's fucking hilarious. His motivational Mondays or whatever.
Yeah.
He'd smoke a joint. He'd be like, this is the weed that killed Jesus Christ. I don't know what he said. He said, this is the weed that made Judas turn on Jesus. He's so funny. He's so funny.
He's hilarious.
Yeah.
And then you look at his story. I mean, he really had a rough life.
Yeah.
And he kind of really pulled himself up.
Yeah. No, definitely. I mean, tattooing has introduced me to a lot of that too. Like kind of like just looking at life from a different lens. You know. Like I told you about my one friend Shane that I met.
Yeah.
Shane Portrait Tattoo. He's went to prison for a long time and stuff, and I spent a lot of time with him because he came down here. He just wanted to tattoo at my shop, because he was visiting and he stayed at my house and we became really good buddies, and his story like inspired me so much, and he told me the same. He's like, you inspire me so much, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's just cool. It's cool what social media can bring to your life, and I'll remember, that forever,
Yeah.
Whenever I get down and out or hard on myself, like, it's just good. It's just interesting how it affects your life in so many ways.
Yeah.
But to other people, it's just a dumb videos. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but how do you argue with connection?
Yeah.
I think that's the thing. Like, if it's genuine, real connection, like you said with your video games that you used to play, you'd form a real friendship with somebody in Germany or someone in California, and that was a real connection. Anthony would make friends, like he'd make friends with somebody in Connecticut, and then 3 years later he'd go and have dinner or have drinks with them.
Yeah.
That he made a friend with playing
video games.
Whatever, Call of Duty or some random online game, right? but it was a real connection. Like you really made friends with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So in that sense, this kind of digital world that we have can be real. It can be genuine. I think the thing that gets us into trouble is when we just let it swallow us and we just watch videos and we just post comments.
Yeah.
Like I think that's the danger. Like if you get into Twitter and you're just posting comments and you're not really having real relationships with people, or if you're just trolling people's shit and being negative, or
I think it's funny though sometimes too.
Yeah.
I get people that comment stuff on my video. I start trolling them. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
one guy yesterday was commenting on my video. He's like, how can you say you help people? He goes, I messaged you about tattoo advice and you never answered, and you're not humble and you don't teach other people things and this and that. And I said, cry me a river, buddy. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just talking shit. Like, come on, man. We're not here to give out handouts, like hundreds of thousands of followers. You think I really saw your message out of all those people? You know what I mean? I would never intentionally do that. But at the same time, I tell people, people ask me all the time, how do I become a tattooer? How do I find a mentor? They just walk into shops expecting people to just open their arms up and teach them what changed their lives, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like you have to provide value in some way. Nothing is just handed over to you in this world.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not doing them any favors if you do it for them, right?
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, no, it's hard. It's definitely hard because and the thing that's cool about the business of tattooing, but I guess in some ways it's similar to other areas of art. Like artists have a tough time. Like you got to be really, not only you have to be really good, but you have to be really recognized to be good. And both of those things are really not easy to get. Like that guy, I'm sure you heard that song, Richmond, North of Richmond. Have you heard of that song? This guy from Virginia, he did this song on his iPhone called Richmond, North of Richmond, and it blew up on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, and then everybody's trying to offer him record deals and stuff like that. And now he's made it. It's just completely popular now. But until that happened, nobody knew about him.
Yeah.
So there's certain things like that where you might not even be able to make it in that art that you do, unless you like if you're an actor or if you're a musician or a rap artist. Like you might not make it unless you kind of like hit it, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm a very performance-based person though.
Yeah.
Like I gotta see results or I'll move on.
Yeah.
So it wasn't I don't believe in just blindly just chasing your dreams. Like you gotta see results.
Okay.
For me that's how I see it. So I posted for a while on the social media, didn't get traction, kept posting. I got traction, made money. I was like, I'm gonna keep doing this.
Yeah.
Or I saw what other people were doing and they were making money through social media and I was like, I can do that.
So how do you know when to keep going and when not? That's a hard one, right?
Yeah. I mean,
I
was thinking of that movie Pursuit of Happiness, where he's living outside with his kid.
Oh, that movie.
Yeah, I always think of that. And that was my mom would always watch that movie.
Yeah, that was a crazy movie.
And I think of that
with
too.
Will Smith and his son.
Yeah, he kept trying. They kept shutting the door on him and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Think of stuff like that. I don't know. It's tough, but at the same time, you see a lot of these dudes that are 30 years old still rapping, and you're like, dude, just give me, just get a job, dude. You know what I mean?
Well, I've had several people on my podcast. One guy was in his early 20s. He started when he was 17, playing drums in a band. It was a pop punk band, and by the time he was in his early 20s, they had offers for record deals, and they were touring nationally. And then they hit some bad times. Like somebody released their album on one of those torrents and completely destroyed their record deal opportunities. And he was having some personal issues, and then he just got out of it. And now he's the chief operating officer for a technology company.
Mm-hmm.
So just completely like complete change.
Yeah.
And but so it was like he succeeded, but then he hit like a limit, and then he made a change, and then another guy was he did beats for those raves, and he did this particular kind of beat, and he said it was like a specific genre and a certain subculture around that rave culture where they were kind of nerdy and they didn't do drugs and stuff, but they would go to the raves, and he did the beats for this one rave event in South Florida. They had like 300,000 people, and he was like the headline, and he was in his 30s, and because he was in his 30s, because he was in a particular subgenre, he made a decision at that point to not do it anymore, because he didn't want to be that guy in his 40s with young people in their 20s doing raves. So he decided to go back to school, got his master of fine arts, and now he's a professor. He teaches college, and he teaches design, and he has a business doing graphic design and branding for companies. So he made a complete change.
Yeah.
But he succeeded though.
Yeah.
Right? Like he really kind of made it.
Yeah. I guess I can kind of present like feel to that with the tattooing. Like I could keep tattooing for the next few years. I could make a couple million, have a good like life and just kind of do that forever.
Yeah.
But I can't be complacent. I just want more.
Yeah.
That's why I started this new business with social media coaching and market, helping creators organically grow on social media. It's because it's like.
So you're doing something else now.
Yeah, I'm doing something else. I'm still tattooing,
Yeah.
but I'm doing a lot of other things too now, and I still have more things I want to do.
Yeah.
And for me, I think that's the best part. It's just the hustle, just like chasing something, because you get so caught up in like this one, this life you want, but then you forget like how much fun you had working towards that.
Right. So it's almost like a mixed blessing.
Yeah.
When you have to switch gears and go into something else, right?
Yeah. So it's like I'm still. I don't know, I just can't get complacent. I just want more for myself, and that in itself is the reward.
Yeah.
It's not driving a Ferrari. It's looking at the Ferrari and thinking about everything you did to get it,
When you look at if you look at someone like Shaquille O'Neal, like his career in the NBA was such a big influence on his life and his success, but now he's like all businessman.
Yeah. Like
he's president of Reebok shoes or Reebok sneakers or something like that, and like that's his thing. Like he was a police officer for a while. Yeah, just wild the things he ended up doing.
I love being an entrepreneur.
Yeah,
and I love turning nothing into something. I love seeing like nothing there and just like creating something like that. Whether it's a business, whether it's, like seeing an artist that I see that's good, that I want to help turn into a tattoo artist, or it makes me happier than anything, It's just creating in itself, It's like the social media stuff. I love it now. It's not even like work. It's like another form of art, creating content and putting things out there for the world.
So it's like Jack Dorsey, right? The guy who started Twitter.
Yeah.
Now he's got new companies he's working on, and he's not in Twitter anymore. Yeah, that's crazy. I think it's something healthy to that too. Like when you change gears, you change careers, or you're using a different part of your mind. It's kind of like we're made for that, right? Yeah. Like over time, you just keep on trying new things.
Yeah. I remember this. What is this one saying I heard? It said, "The hard work creates more hard work." That's what it said. Something.
Yeah, it's kind of a curse, right?
Yeah. But I love it. I love it. I can't sit still, and I can't just be. That's why I like that movie Scarface so much. And that's why I like that scene that we're painting on that board. He's like, I say you be happy with what you got. And he goes, fuck that. He's like, you be happy with what you got. He said, I want the world and everything in it. Wow. I like that. It's just like, I don't know. It's got it sets like a fire in me,
Yeah.
So I like that. I love that.
Huh. Wow. Yeah, so for anybody listening, don't give up. Try different things. It's and I don't know, it's interesting. It really is interesting how there's this theme that I see where there's always another thing. But there's also this aspect where you're not giving up on what you like. It's like a pit bull grabbing a hold of something, you know.
Yeah.
Like you just don't let go.
Yeah.
And
don't let that fire burn out.
Yeah.
You know?
Like Kobe Bryant, he said that he was motivated by that movie Rudy, where he played for Notre Dame, Fighting Irish.
Yeah.
And he did a walk-on, like he walked onto the team.
Mm-hmm.
He was short, he was small, and he never gave up. Like he would go to practice and he would just be like the hardest working guy there.
Yeah.
And he didn't really play.
Mm-hmm.
Like they let him play once at the end of the season. But he never gave up, he kept on working on it. So Kobe Bryant said he watched that movie and that's what inspired him to like say, okay, I'm gonna work 2 hours more than everybody else every day.
Yeah.
And then he did that for 20 years and he became that much better.
Yeah.
So he never let go.
So a lot of kids ask me, they say like, how long is it gonna take me to get good at tattooing? They always message me this. How long is it gonna take you to get that good at tattooing? And I say, well, if you work like a normal person does, 4 or 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, probably take you 15 years. I said, but if you work like I do, 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, it might come sooner. It depends on what you're doing, how you're doing it,
Right.
It definitely makes a huge difference, I have one client, he's in the NFL now. He plays for Tennessee, and he was a Division III player.
Oh, wow.
Didn't have any D1 offers after high school. He just played super hard. His mom told him, maybe college isn't the thing, maybe don't play football anymore, you're not going to go to the NFL. He played D3.
He just kept at it.
Yeah, he posted on Twitter his highlights of like that season.
Yeah.
They called him up, brought him to the draft, the Columbine or whatever.
Yeah.
And he fucking performed crazy, and now he got drafted into the NFL.
Wow.
Yeah. It's crazy.
So
he's my age. He's like 24.
He just didn't give up.
Yeah, he just was fucking relentless. I love that. Inspired the fuck out of me.
So your superpower. Go back to your superpower. So your superpower is you're stubborn as hell.
Yeah. I feel like I got something to prove to not everyone else, but to myself,
Yeah.
To follow through.
Well, you also have, and this is an interesting aspect, like you also have vision. Like you can see something and then know what you want and then figure out a way to get there.
Yeah.
Like I think a lot of people struggle with that. Like they don't really see the vision of exactly what they want.
Yeah.
And
all I know is that even if some freak accident happened tomorrow and I go to jail or something, or I just I'm destined to stay in a box for the rest of my life.
Why do you say shit like this?
I don't know, but I'm just saying no matter what, my character would stay the same. I'd still wake up at a certain time every morning. I'd still do the things that I need to do that day. You know what I mean? That's why I have a lot of respect for Herman's dad and stuff. He went to prison for 7 years and he just took it like a man. He just did what he had to do
and just kept on showing up.
Yeah, just the unwavering, just dedication and just being there.
Yeah,
and just not giving up. It sounds so corny to say not give up, but it's the truest thing.
Well, was it Muhammad Ali is a good example I think of where he still struggled financially and had to fight kind of late in his career, and he just was so inspiring, and he was always writing poems. He was always trying to kind of inspire people. He was really always trying to reach out to the people in the difficult, kind of poor communities. And he just really kind of left a mark. but he was like that. Like he kept on showing up.
Yeah.
He kept on showing up, and even after he had really bad Parkinson's disease and he was disabled, like he was just really limited. He was still always showing up, always doing things, always showing up to things. Another guy, Michael J. Fox, is like that. Like he's got really bad Parkinson's, and he's always like, even recently he was acting. He was always doing stuff. He was giving his daughter shit one time because he was like, his daughter was complaining about something was really hard. She was 16, and he said, "Look, you see that news program? You see that woman who's pregnant and has a baby in her hand, and she's holding onto a tree in this flood, waiting for someone to save her. You see her? You don't have it that bad." He's like telling his daughter, like, like, this is how bad it is. I think of people like that. I think of people like
I think of my mom.
Yeah.
A lot too. She was always like going through it a lot, and she just did it, and she just was like, for me, I always think about it, I always think about her and how hard she worked and how she just, no one's perfect, but she just would never let anything like get between her and like kind of like showing us that we could do anything, I guess, in a way, And maybe she didn't support tattooing and stuff like that. She didn't like it very much, but she's just relentless,
Yeah, she's definitely relentless.
Yeah. Even now, she's like a realtor and stuff. Like her boss came here the other day because he's my tax guy.
Mm-hmm.
So he was hanging out here last night, and he was saying, dude, your mom's fucking #1 realtor I have.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like, in just 4 or 5 months.
That's really good.
He's like, she's doing better than anyone else who works for me. But I just like see her, she's relentless, Even when things got so hard, she just still
kept on going.
Made us go to church every Sunday, made us just stuck to her word and just did what she said she was gonna do.
Yeah.
And that encourages me a lot too.
Yeah. That's the thing, right? You just keep on going.
Remember Conor McGregor in one of his things, he said in one of his, I watch this video all the time of him, just like motivates me. He says, it was isolation, it was dedication, and it was complete focus on that one thing. He said, nothing else in my life could get in the way of me focusing on this one thing that I needed to do.
It's funny, like he's kind of like, he reminds me a little bit of J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Like he had a similar thing where he was on welfare, didn't have any money. He just decided, okay, I'm gonna take this opportunity and build something, and he just focused and worked on getting involved with MMA. And Francis Ngannou's got like a crazy story. Have you heard his story? Like he's I think he's from Cameroon. He's the guy that was the
I've heard of him before.
Yeah, the heavyweight MMA champion of the UFC, and then he left and now he's with PFL. But he's the one that fought, and people think he won. People think he beat him, Tyson Fury.
Mm-hmm.
And just a fascinating guy. Like he kind of tried to cross the border from Africa to France, and they sent him back like 3 times, and they eventually made it. And then he started boxing, and eventually got into MMA, and just a real fascinating dude. Just kept on coming back. He made it.
So I got this tattoo on my face that says luck, and I crossed it out.
Really? Why?
Because I don't, because I think that
it's not luck.
I don't think it's luck. I don't think any of it was luck.
Yeah.
I think that it's just willpower.
Mm-hmm.
And just like the fucking straight belief in the fact that you can make things happen.
You know who was
And the people that sit there and say, "Oh, you're lucky," they're just sorry for themselves. They're not. They have this victim mindset a lot of the time.
Struggled financially his whole life. Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Like by the time he died, like he had made it. Like these movies that he did, he was famous, but he still never really. Like he just kept on going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What else? I it's an interesting. Like, how do you know you've made it? Like, you never really did, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, it's the process.
I think that it like lives through other people too, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like I think about like my grandpa, like Vito,
Mm-hmm.
and he worked super hard, worked in the mines in Peru and stuff, and now like I feel like he's living through me, you know? I'm like,
Yeah.
keep that going. He was like serious about it.
He was funny. He had a lot of people he advised that worked for him,
Mm-hmm.
and he would always say, he's like, I don't pay you for who you are. I pay you for what you do. He used to always say that, which reminds me of what I say, you're only as good as your last job.
Yeah.
He's just very much like, and then he used to say, he'd be like, it doesn't matter if you have any money, because if I think I have $1 million in my pocket, then I'm happy, because I have $1 million in my pocket. he's like, I'm happy, you know.
You always say, vivo, vivo.
Yeah.
Vivo.
It'd be like if you giving me a soccer ball and I'm on the beach, I could play soccer and have fun and I'm fine, you know.
Yeah.
It's just always like, it's your outlook. So now, where you're at now, what's your next steps? Like, what's on the horizon?
Do the same things I've been doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna just turn it up a notch, you know? But I'm just gonna enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know, like I have people telling me, they're like, oh, you don't have any fun, you know? And I sit here in the shop and I laugh at the guys that work for me and we work and that's fun to me.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm just gonna enjoy every part of it.
Well, you've got an awesome community. I think that's awesome.
Yeah. And even then, I think that even if you don't have an awesome community, you can create one.
Yeah.
Because none of this was just lands in your lap, you know?
Yeah, you create this environment and then you connect with people.
Mm-hmm.
You invite people into that environment.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's awesome.
And you kick people out and then you bring more people
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Like if somebody's toxic, that's hard.
Yeah.
Have you had that happen?
Yeah, a bunch of times.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I think my relationship with God has helped me a lot in those ways too.
Yeah.
You know? Like reading the Bible and thinking about these things and stuff has helped me a lot. Helped me see things from a different light, different way. And I just think it's important to like be spiritually connected to like something else rather than like, you know, no matter what it is. You know, you don't have to like believe in a certain thing, but I just think that's important to like see things from a different light.
Yeah.
Because we always see things with like our little lenses, you know, that we believe them through.
So if you can have something that is objective, some kind of compass that gives you the ability to kind of see the world a certain way.
I think you should just trust your gut too, you know? Like some things might not be like wrong, like, you know, but it just might feel wrong to you, you know, or just doesn't feel right.
And then just don't do it if it doesn't feel right to you.
Yeah.
There's this professor at Harvard, her name is Susan David. She wrote this book called Emotional Agility. But her thing is, like, you have to really pay attention to your emotions and what's important to you, and then look at what you value, and then constantly respect those things that you value. Because you don't want to just have a goal, succeed at doing what you're doing, but it doesn't match your values.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you do, you're not going to be happy.
Yeah.
And you might not succeed anyways because you're against your values. You're going to be fighting yourself.
Yeah.
So that I think that's really interesting. And then I think that the question I have is like, how do you take kind of God and morals and those values and put them together? You know, that's a challenge. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Like, what are you going to teach your kids about God?
The basic stuff. Treat people how you want to be treated.
Yeah.
I don't know, let them make their own decisions when it comes to that stuff, to be honest.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I like this one saying I heard too. This guy said, they're going to call you a lot of things when you die. He said, just make sure hustler is one of them. So, they could say a lot of things about me someday, but I'll know one thing for sure.
Respect the hustle.
Yeah, definitely the hustle.
Respect the hustle. What was the thing that you told me that you was it Dolph? You were telling me that something that he said. The rap artist.
What?
I don't know. You were saying something about something that he said in one of his songs about a hustle or about doing stuff. I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember. There's too many things in my mind.
Yeah, you always come up with some stuff that I like. It sticks with me. I like some of that stuff. I like some of the symbolism. And then I'll say it's I'll say it's a metaphor, and you be like, no, it's real. Like that Future song, Mask Off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, that's a metaphor. You're like, no, he's talking about it in a literal sense. And I'm thinking, no. Like, if you have a business and you're gonna do whatever you have to do to succeed, and you're saying, fuck it, I'm gonna do what I have to do. That's mask off.
Yeah, I've definitely noticed too that like my clients that come in that are like, I said this the other day, like my clients that come in that go ahead and just get a full sleeve of tattoos rather than just doing a little one first to start or something like that. Those are my clients that are like the most successful.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. You know, my clients with the most money, the clients who, you know, they just go all in.
They just
everything
go.
they do, yeah.
Yeah.
They don't think, oh, I'm gonna get a little tattoo and see how it feels. And no, they just come in first tattoo. Let me get the full sleeve. You know, like those are the kind of guys that are like, I've seen do the best financially. You know, have the best mindset when it comes to business and certain things like that.
Yeah.
I think how you do anything is how you do everything.
So what does that say about me?
That you're all in too. You just don't do it. You're
I'm
just all in not doing it.
Not doing it. I think it's gonna hurt. I think you're gonna do a tattoo on me, but it's gonna hurt.
Yeah, it's gonna suck. It definitely sucks.
So you got this place. How many rooms are in this place?
It's like 3 rooms here, and then it's like a whole like 1,200 square feet area here, and then there's 1,500 square feet over there. So it's like total like 3,000 square feet.
Wow, that's a big space.
Yeah,
it's a really big space. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's fucking sick.
It's really nice
like
space.
a dream. I was telling my friend it's like a dream. I was here yesterday. All my buddies are eating pizza, playing Xbox, playing music. My other buddy's smoking a joint on the couch. I'm tattooing, and I like brought tears to my eyes. I'm like, this
That's
is really
cool.
like what I always dreamed of. You know, like turn nothing into something. You know.
That's really cool. What's your next car?
Lamborghini.
Lambo.
Yeah, for sure Lamborghini. A Huracan, a V10.
Your brother's gonna freak out when he finds out.
I'm done with the V8s.
You're done with the V8s?
I've got the best of the best when it comes to, you know, V8s.
Yeah.
Had it all. So the only next step is to get a
I'm sad
V10.
I'm sad that they're going electric.
Nah, it's whatever. The gas cars will always be alive. There'll always be people who will just go swap the engines of the old cars and then the new
And
electric
put them
ones.
into the yeah. I like
Absolutely.
that. I like the new Hummer the way it looks.
I also love the old school cars. Like I'm gonna definitely buy like an old '69 Nova, like an old school car.
Nova, really?
Yeah, I like those '69 Novas. They're crazy.
Little tiny cars.
Nah, the Novas aren't that small. They're more like
They were pretty small.
in the middle.
I thought they were small.
They're badass. They're badass. I know one guy who's like a LS swap Nova, '69.
Mm-hmm.
He's fucking sexy, dude.
Wow.
Sexy. I like those muscle cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sick.
I heard that some folks in China invented an engine that runs off of what's it called? Like the same thing that's in urine. What's that chemical that's in urine?
No.
The literally engine runs off of that. And then the hydrogen cars,
Yeah.
hydrogen engines
Yeah.
that they're working on, where they just kind of burn hydrogen and it turns into water.
Mm-hmm.
So there's some new stuff that they're coming up with. I'm hoping that they have like real engines that make noise.
Oh yeah, I need an engine. I need an engine for real. It's important to me. I like fast cars.
Yeah.
I like badass stuff. You know, it's badass to me. I gotta live a little, so I'm always working. But that's my fun right there. The cars.
That motivates you.
Oh yeah, I need to set those small goals for myself.
Yeah.
Like I said, I got buddies that are literally like, oh, I want a less expensive car payment. And I'm like, bro, I literally told my friend that I said, give me the highest loan you'll give me. I want it to be through the roof, as high as it can be. whatever car I can get for the highest
And
price.
then it motivates you to kind of keep.
Oh, I fucking kill it. It
Keep a
puts.
certain
I like
pace.
that pressure on me. You know, I got buddies that live with their parents, and I can just tell there's no like fire under their ass to make shit happen. I can't do that.
Yeah.
I need that like fire. I need that. Something like telling me, oh, I gotta make shit happen by the end of the month, or I'm fucking not gonna be sitting comfortably. I like that. To me, it just fucking pushes me super.
You gotta like pay the bills, so you gotta like.
Yeah. But even then, I don't want to just pay the bills. I want to fucking pay the bills and stack up this amount of money. And I have like certain goals I gotta reach in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
Like I remember I wanted to buy that Trackhawk, and it was like $100,000 to get financed, and I already had a $100,000 loan for my Corvette, and I was like, damn, no way I'm gonna be able to buy that, get that thing financed from the bank. And I was like, I got declined, they didn't approve me. And then I'm like, I'm not gonna get approved. And then I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna buy it cash. Fucking in a month, saved up all that money and fucking bought it. I was like, damn, I couldn't even believe it. But I was just like, every day after day, I did an 8-hour session. I was like, I called someone else. Yeah, come for another 8 hours, 10 till 5 in the morning, day after day. And I was like, I just bought it cash. But then I was like, now I look back on it, I'm like, that was fucking awesome. You know, like, I fucking did that shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I think you're doing fine.
Yeah, I agree. But it's good to have those little like spurts of like, I don't know, it teaches you something. It's something that it sticks with me, you know.
I think you're doing fine. I mean, this is like, from a dad's perspective, like, you're thinking like, all right, I want my kid to get through college and make a decent amount of money, be able to pay their bills and be responsible. And
then you have me who's like just working.
Well, no, and not give up. You know, like those are the things you worry about, right? Be okay. And then you know, I don't know, like you didn't mention too much about it today, but like you almost gave up on high school 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
You almost were like, maybe I'll just join the military.
Yeah.
Like you were just going down these paths, and it was like, you know, how do I hope he doesn't give up.
Yeah. You
know, and then but at the same time, you were still doing these other things.
Yeah.
You know, and you were still working towards something. Yeah. And then you just kept with it, kept with it. And then you just did it. So I'm really happy. I'm really proud of you.
Thanks, Pops.
I'm really glad. And now you're fucking famous. You're like,
no way.
You got this presence.
No way.
You're doing good. So
I think that everything you get in this life you deserve.
Yeah.
You know, life might not be fair, but it's very fair at the same time.
That's true. Merits.
So if you're in a position in your life where you don't feel like you've got what you like want or whatever, it's like you deserve that. You know. I think that I firmly believe that.
Oh God, you go now. We bring back the karma.
In some ways,
karma.
Definitely believe in the karma.
That's funny. I like that saying that Muhammad Ali says about like it's not the mountain that you're trying to climb.
It's the pebble in your shoe.
It's the pebble in your shoe. It's like you have to just keep on going and despite the pebble in your shoe.
100%.
Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me, Dad. It was great.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. When you said that the podcast is going to be this long before we started, I was like, oh, fuck, now I'm happy.
I know, it's just a conversation, right?
Yeah.
You go to lunch.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Love you, Dad.
Love you too.
That was great.